Okay, now we've learned how to record and edit our songs. Now it's time to finish it and publish it so somebody else can hear it. I'm going to go ahead and open that same little version of Mary Had a Little Lamb again, just for demonstration purposes. This is a small piece that this computer doesn't have any problem playing because it takes so little memory. And you'll see that it's here. Now, this is something that may or may not be helpful to you, but the first thing we're going to do is go to Track and click on Show Arrangement Track. And you're going to see this little piece right here that popped up, and it said Arrangement. And the first thing we're going to do is click on the plus. It's put something here that it calls Untitled. The purpose of these little bars that go across the top is to distinguish parts of your song. For example, if we wanted to say that the verse of this song was 4 bars long, we can make it 4 bars and cover the part that, of course, in this instance, it's not the verse. This is for demonstration only. You'll see that if we click it, we can now change the title of it, and we can call it Verse 1 and hit enter, and there's verse 1. Now, click the plus over here again, and we see we now have another one. We can make this, if we would like, we're going to click it, and it's going to give us a chance to change the title. We're going to call it the chorus. And as you can tell, we can go forever. However, whatever parts of our song might exist that we want to name to help us distinguish the parts later on, we can do. So that's called the arrangement track. Now, I've told you several times in these videos that I was going to talk about this little arrow right here. Well, the time has come. Let's click that little arrow, and it displays what is known as the automation track. And what are some of the things that you can automate? Well, you can automate the volume of the track, the pan of the track, and if you go down to where it says Add Automation, you can pick several other things. For example, the attack and release of the track, equalization of the track, and you can add other effects such as echo and reverb to the track. We'll get to that in just a minute. First, let's talk about volume. A track volume, you'll notice, is your first option here. And if you'll go just to the left where you see that little square, if you click on that, you'll see a white line appear over in the track, in the automation track. And you can change that entire thing if you want to. If you click right there, you put in what's known as an automation point. And you can move that automation point up, and you can move it down. We can take this whole thing and move the volume of the entire track one way or the other if we want to, but we could also do that with the fader here, so we don't need to do that. What we might want to do, though, is do something like a fade in. And if we do this, the volume is all the way down. If we put a second automation point, say right here, and move it up there, then the volume is going to fade in. And if it's too loud at, say, this particular point, you can put an automation point there and an automation point here, and you can bring that volume down from right there. Do the same thing, put an automation point there, and put another one here, and then you can bring it right back up again. Let's listen and see if we can hear the little automation points that we have put in here. See the changes in the track volume. Listen to it. So that's the way you work volume in an automation track. Okay, let's talk about panning just for a minute. Now, if you click over here in the list again, you can select track pan, and as we've already talked about, panning is where it is in the audio spectrum from left to right. Right now it's panned so that it's all in the center, but if we want it to go from right, and we want it to move to the left, and we want it to move back to the right, and we want it to move back to the left, we can make that happen just by doing this. Take a listen. really good use of that, there's several good uses of that, but one that you hear a lot is in movies for sound effects. They'll take the sound effect, move it to the left, move it to the right, move it to the left, move it to the right. Another one that you hear quite a bit is in drums. When you hear drums go, snare drum, tom, and they pan that around just that part of the track from right to left or from left to right, and it sounds like it's moving across your field of listening. So if we keep going down our list over here, we've had track volume, track pan. Let's go to add automation. Let's just try, let's add echo. Now we can, at this point it's down to 0. Now if we'd like, we can add it for the entire track, up for just a little bit or for a lot, if we would like to do it. Or you can add it at certain points in the track. Let's just say right here, for example, we wanted to just put echo in for just this one spot, whatever that happens to be. And we can play that, and you'll hear that when we get to that spot, you'll hear the echo. It's still echoing. So if you look at the lesson page for this unit, you'll find some links to some YouTube videos that will help explain to you exactly what effects are and how they are used in the real world. I hope you find them helpful.